second game since the outbreak. We did yesterday's game. It's nice to have sports again.
Yes. Actually do something.
Check, check.
You're gonna have to have a mask. Do you have one? Yeah. Okay, please put it on. I know you've got to do your broadcast, so you're good to go.
Okay.
Anybody that's close enough to this, you have to have a mask.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Test, test. Check, check. Awesome. Alright, you can start recording. 3, 2, 1. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ashland Legion Baseball. We're going to do a retake on that because it's not. 3, 2, 1. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ashland 7's Baseball on either WACA TV in Ashland or HCAM in Hopkinton. Tom Nappy on the call here at Ashland Middle School. It is the 6th game of the season for the Ashland 7's. Of course, Legion Baseball was canceled, so a number of teams formed independent leagues throughout the state, and Ashland is competing in the Massachusetts Independent Baseball League. It is mostly Zone 6 teams in the league. 2 teams from Zone 5 came over to join the fun, and that includes Ashland and Natick. We had Ashland and Natick for you last night live on our YouTube page, and that game will soon be airing on the HCAM TV channel as well as the WACA TV channel as well. And also we're adding HCAT into the mix again, so you'll be able to see the games in Holliston on their local access station, HCAT. Dom Kavanaugh is on the mound for the Ashland 7's. Ashland is 5-0 on the season. Canton is 1-4. Starting things off for Canton is going to be the second baseman, Justin Brown. Batting second is the center fielder, Jacob Kaplan. And then hitting third is the shortstop, Robbie Seaman. Batting cleanup is the third baseman, Anthony Tilton. Batting fifth is the first baseman, James Ganest. Hitting sixth is the DH, Joe Fisher. Batting seventh is the left fielder, Noah Johnston. Hitting eighth is the catcher, Brandon Mantilla. And batting ninth for Canton is the right fielder, Kyle Doolin. As Kavanaugh set to deliver the first pitch, slightly inside, 1-0. Taking a look at the Ashland 7's diamond, it's Dom Kavanaugh on the mound. His battery mate is Jackson Hornung. As this is hit in the air over to right field, and it's caught for out number 1. From first to third, it's Lawrence Tang, Max Dushny. The shortstop is Tyler Dossis. The third baseman is Shea Donovan. From left to right, it's Kevin Balowitz, Sam Farrell, and Nick Calabrese for the Ashland 7's. And this Ashland team pretty much picking up right where they left off last year. They went all the way to the state championship and had an incredible state tournament run as the first pitch to Jacob Kaplan is fouled away. Kavanaugh awaits the sign and is set to deal. There's a strike. 0-2 now on Kaplan. A nice night here at Ashland Middle School for baseball. Temperatures in the low 70s. Some nice puffy clouds in the sky, but nothing ominous whatsoever. And a good crowd on hand to take in some baseball this evening. As this is hit up the left side, picked up by the third baseman, Dawsis. The throw over to first is going to get away from Tang. And it was a tough play to make for Shea Donovan as you try to get it over to Tang, and Kaplan reaches safely. And I'm going to give that an error on Tang since it went off his glove, so score that in E3. That'll bring up Robbie Seaman, the shortstop. So a runner on first and one out for Canton. Runner with a slight lead off of first as Cavanaugh looks over and deals. A little bit low there, 1-0. Tom Cavanaugh has been very valuable, both with the bat in the field, at third base, or on the mound for Ashland. There's a strike. 1-1. Cavanaugh looks over and is set to deal. Down low. And the runner going to take off from first. The throw up is not in time. So Kaplan takes advantage of the wild pitch and advances to second. As Cavanaugh is getting set. Cavanaugh takes a look at the runner and is set to deal. That one briefly gets away from Horning, but he's able to quickly gather it up. A 3-1 count. Cavanaugh working from a bit of a stretch with the runner on second. Leg lift and the pitch. Swing and a miss. That'll fill up the count on Robbie Seaman. With me on camera today is Cameron Tabo over from WACA TV as this is hit in the air, caught by the right fielder, Nick Calabrese, for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the cleanup man, third baseman Anthony Tilton. Tom Cavanaugh so far on the season has worked 5 1/3 of an inning from the mound as he delivers strike one to Tilton. He's pitched in 2 games, started 1. He's 1-0 overall and has a save. Cavanaugh looks at second and delivers down low. He has struck out 10 hitters so far on this young season. Cavanaugh looks in and is set to deliver. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike, 1-2. Jacob Kaplan, the center fielder, over at second base. He was able to reach on on an error rather, and then advance on a wild pitch. As this is up the left side, foul. Count remains 1-2. Went slightly in front of us here along the third base side. Runner with a slight lead at second base. Leg lift and the pitch. A little bit high there. 2-2. Canton is led by head coach Jay DeStefano. And of course, Ashland led by head coach Jake Obid in his second season at the helm. Wind up and the pitch. And this is fouled away. Count remains 2-2 as the battle continues on between Kavanaugh and Tilton. Slightly outside there. That'll fill up the count. And Jackson Hornung going to trot out to the mound to have a little talk with Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh set to deliver. The decisive pitch, fouled away. Count remains full. A lot of pitches in this battle with Anthony Tilton. Well, you'd imagine Canton has him in that cleanup spot for a reason. And there is going to be ball 4. So Tilton ends up with the edge in his first plate appearance. Kavanaugh gets the sign he likes and is set to deal. Fouled off of Hornung. 0-1. Kavanaugh set to deal. And this is a rocket hit in foul territory along the right side. Kavanaugh set to deliver upstairs. 1-2. Kavanaugh deals. And that is ball 2, 2-2. Tilton with a slight lead off of first. Wind up and the pitch. Upstairs, that'll fill up the count. Bit of a rocky start so far for Dom Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh pitched 29 innings last year for Post 77 Legion. As that is fouled away, the battle continues on with James Ganest. You have 4 wins, 1 loss. And struck out 27 hitters last year. Kavanaugh looks over at second and is set to deliver as this is fouled off. Count remains full. 2 on, 2 outs for Canton here in the top of the first. And the hitter needs some time. Having a little chat with the umpire. Looks like the hitter might have gotten shooken up a little bit. He's grabbing the back of his neck, it appears. Perhaps pulled a muscle. So the coach Jay DeStefano marches over to check on his first baseman. And of course, it's been some time since a lot of the players in the Massachusetts Independent Baseball League have taken the field. Now James Ganest going to try to stretch it out and see if he can continue on. Steps in the left-handed batter's box and is set to go. Wind up and the pitch. There's ball 4. He draws the walk. Bases are loaded for Canton. Kaplan up to third, Tilton to second. Ganess to first, Joe Fisher, the DH, to the plate. A lot of lefties in this Canton lineup so far. Leg lift and the pitch. And this is ripped into left field. That'll get down for a hit. One run is in to score. Here comes another run. Tilton's coming around. He will score as well. And it is going to be a 2 RBI double for Joe Fisher. So Canton with the early lead as Kaplan comes around. And Anthony Tilton. James Ganest up to third. And it's a 2-0 ball game. Noah Johnston, the left fielder, will step in. Kavanaugh continuing to work from the stretch. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. Runners on second and third for Canton. 2 outs in the inning. Leg lift and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. His teammates cheering him on as he delivers the pitch. Slightly inside, 1-2. Kavanaugh from the stretch. Takes a look at third and deals. High and inside, 2-2. Kavanaugh tries to shake off the struggles, and he is set to deliver. Swing and a miss. There's strike 3 for out number 3, but not before Canton plates 2 runs. And as we head to the bottom of the first, it is Canton 2, Ashland nothing. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's Baseball on HCAM in Hopkinton, HCAT in Holliston, as well as WACA TV in Ashland. I'm going to have you move the camera a little bit to the left, because I guess the coaches are getting in the way. Yeah, if you see them in the way, just wait till the inning's over and move it again.
How many innings are these? 7.
Yep. Whenever you're ready. We are set for the bottom of the first inning. Canton with 2 early runs in this one to start this game off. Let's take a look at the Ashland lineup. We'll be facing Canton's Chris Rhoda. The Ashland lineup consists of leading off Tyler Dossis, the shortstop, batting second. The center fielder, Sam Farrell, batting third. The catcher, Jackson Hornung. The pitcher, Dom Cavanaugh, hitting cleanup. Kevin Balowitz, the left fielder, batting fifth. Lawrence Tang, the first baseman, hitting sixth. Shea Donovan, the third baseman, hitting seventh. Max Dushny, the second baseman, hitting eighth. And Nick Calabrese, the right fielder, hitting ninth for the Ashland 7's. The Canton Diamond consists of Chris Rhoda on the mound. His battery mate is Brandon Mantilla. James Gannett over at first base. Justin Brown at second base. Robbie Seaman, the shortstop. Anthony Tilton, the third baseman, from left to right. Noah Johnston, Justin Kaplan, and Kyle Doolin. As Tyler Doss is set to lead things off. Dossis is a 17-year-old out of Holliston, set to graduate in 2021. In our first broadcast of Ashland 7's baseball this season, they took down Natick last night at Mahan Field, 11-1, and a 5-inning mercy. First pitch to Dossis is low. Dossis, newbie to the Ashland squad. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike, 1-1. But he has played a played for a number of prep teams and in a number of leagues, as this is hit up the middle, bobbled by the shortstop, and Dossis is safely aboard to start things off for the 7's. That was a hard hit ball right up the middle. Very difficult to make a play on. So Dossis will start things off with a single. That'll bring up Sam Farrell. The center fielder steps into the right-handed batter's box and is set to deal. Dossis with a slight lead off of first, and he is a threat to steal as Rhoda checks over. Rhoda set to deal. There's a strike, 1-2. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. Rhoda working from a big stretch with Dossis leading off the bag at first base. There's a called strike. A 1-2 count now on Farrell. And the runner taking off from first. The throw up is going to be off the mark. And Dossis is safely aboard at second base with the stolen bag. Rhoda from the stretch. Down low, bobbled by the catcher. Dossis will stay put at second base. A 2-2 count now on Farrell. That was the first stolen base of the season for Tyler Dossis. Wind up and the pitch. And that hit him. Farrell with the free pass to first base. 2 on, no outs for the 7's. Jackson Horning, the catcher, to step in. Dangerous part of the order coming up for the 7's. Hornung on the season hitting a .385 so far, .524 on base percentage. And he'll rip this one up the left side. That'll get into left field. And the lead runner is going to be waved around. Here comes Dossis, and he will score with ease. An RBI single for Jackson Hornung, and it's a 2-1 game. Sam Farrell advanced to second base, and Coach Obid nearly held up Dossis, but then sent him when he saw the left fielder have a bit of a struggle picking up the baseball as Dom Cavanaugh steps in. Cavanaugh had a .375 on this season, and he takes a strike. .450 on base percentage for Cavanaugh. 2 doubles to his credit. 11 RBIs and 2 runs scored. That pitch is low, 1-1. Rhoda from the stretch, a pretty significant lead at first base by Hornung. Both runners with a slight lead. And the umpire is going to say that hit him, so Dom Cavanaugh gets a free pass to first base. That'll load him up for the 7's. Hornung up to second, Farrell up to third, Cavanaugh to first. And now Kevin Balowitz to the plate. Balowitz has driven in 5 runs so far on the season and scored 3. Looking for more here. As this is hit up the middle, that'll get through into left center. 1 run is in to score. Right behind him is Jackson Hornung. And 2 runs will score for the 7's as they take the 3-2 lead. A 2 RBI hit for Kevin Balowitz. Well, the offense coming through for the 7's early on after Canton started the game off with 2 runs of their own in the top half of the inning. It's now Dom Cavanaugh on third, Balowitz up to second, Lawrence Tang at the plate. And he'll take a strike. The Hopkinton native attending Belmont Hill High School. Had his first season with Ashland Legion last year, as this is a grounder to the left side, fielded by the third baseman, and he tried to lay the tag on Cavanaugh, and the umpire says no, he didn't get him. And Anthony Tilton not too happy about that call. He thought he had him. And it took a second for the umpire to actually make the call. He's now going to confront the home plate umpire, and they're going to talk about it a little bit. It was a very close play, and the home plate umpire seems to agree that Cavanaugh was safe getting back to the bag. So Tang is now over at first base as Tilton's plan to try to get the lead runner fails, and Shea Donovan will step in. Still no outs in the inning as this is hit in the air, left side, and foul. 3 runs already in for the Ashland 7's. And they are at the 7th hitter in the lineup with no outs in the inning so far. There's a called strike, 0-2. We have some warm-up action for the 7's. Louis Dennison is getting loose. Case Cavanaugh continues to struggle on the mound as that pitch outside. 1-2. Rhoda from the stretch. He deals. And this is up the middle, and a great play by the shortstop as he makes the catch, throws it over to third. And they will double him up. That is just what Canton needed. So that is going to be a 6-5 double play. And that'll bring up Max Dushney, the second baseman. Still 2 runners on for the 7's. First pitch to Dushney is outside. Balowitz over at second, Tang at first. Wind up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Both runners with a slight lead. Swing and a miss. Both runners going to take off the throw to third, and the umpire says he got him. So Balowitz is caught stealing, and that'll wrap up the first inning. After 1 inning of play, it's Canton 2, Ashland 3. To the top of the second we go on HCAM, WACA TV, and HCAT. Whenever you're ready. Top of the second inning, a new pitcher for the Ashland 7's. Louis Dennison takes over on the mound for Dom Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh stays in the game. He moved over to first base. So he will stay on the field. And Lawrence Tang likely just switching to the DH role as Brandon Mantilla, the catcher, will step in for Canton. A 3-2 Ashland 7's lead as we start the top of the second. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Canton. Wind up and the pitch from the sidearm hurler is popped in the air, right side. Cavanaugh under it and makes the catch. 1 away. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that'll bring up Kyle Doolin, the right fielder. Doolin steps in as Dennison set to deal. Dom Cavanaugh went 1 inning, giving up 3 hits and 2 runs as this is fouled off. Dennison set to deal. Leg lift and the pitch. Some movement on that one, but a bit inside, says the home plate umpire. 1-1. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled away. 1-2. Louis Dennison so far this season has pitched 4 2/3 of an inning. He's faced 27 batters, 1 win on the season, 1 save as well. And this is hit in the air over to left field. That'll get down for a hit. And Kyle Doolin is aboard over at first base. That'll bring up Justin Brown, the second baseman. 1 out, 1 on for Canton. Well, the bats are popping so far in this one for both teams. Dennison set to deliver. There's a strike. And this is hit up the middle, and it is caught by Dushney. A nice catch by Max Dushney for the second out. Dushney did a great job quickly tracking down that liner. An absolute rope right up the right side of the defense. And a nice catch by Dushney as Jacob Kaplan steps in. He takes a strike. 2 outs in the inning for Canton, 1 on. Dennison looks at first and is set to deliver. And the umpire says inside, 1-1. Slight lead at first by Doolin. There's a strike, 1-2. Well, Louis Dennison got some work last year on the Legion squad, and he's going to be heavily relied on this year on the mound for the 7's. And there's strike 3, and Louis Dennison gets out of the inning after facing 4 hitters and gets a strikeout. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Ashland 3, Canton 2. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's Baseball. Whenever you're ready. Three, 2, 1. Bottom of the second inning. 8, 9, and 1 due up for the 7's. Max Dushney, the second baseman, will step in. He had a very nice play at second base last inning, as he caught a bleeder up the middle by Brown and was able to reel it in. Wind up and the pitch. And he'll rip this one into center field. That'll get down for a hit. And he is going to round first and stay put with the leadoff single. And that'll bring up Nick Calabrese, the right fielder. Well, how about Max Dushney, the 15-year-old out of Ashland, in the class of 2023, making a big impact early on in this game. Rhoda delivers, and this is fouled off by Calabrese. 0-1. Wind up and the pitch. Little low there, 1-1. Rhoda set to deliver. And the umpire says outside on that one, 2-1. That was Max Dushny's first hit of this season. And there's a called strike, 2-2. Nick Calabrese so far on the season hitting an astonishing .643 in 14 at-bats. He's off to a red-hot start, a .688 on-base percentage. Runner taking off from first, but this one's fouled off. So Dushny will have to retreat. Calabrese has 9 hits, all of them singles. And he has driven in a run and scored 5. And if he keeps hitting like that, you'll certainly see him move up in the order at some point. Checking at first, runner back safe. Pretty good lead by Dushny. Dushny leading off the bag once again. Rhoda takes a long look over. Dushny taking off, and it looks like he's got him. The throw to second, and now the throw back to first. Now the first baseman trying to track him down. He'll flip it to the shortstop, and they got him. So Dushny is caught off the bag, and that is 1 out for the 7's. Well, Dushny has good speed, but just took off a little too soon there, and they caught him. Calabrese fouls this one away. Count remains 2-2. Wind up and the pitch. This is hit high in the air. Left side. Can he track it down? No. Takes a good dive, a good effort at it, but unable to make the catch. And the count remains 2-2. That was the third baseman, Anthony Tilton, with a good effort at the ball in foul territory. Wind up and the pitch. Upstairs, that'll fill up the count. Rhoda set to deal. Outside, and after a good battle, Nick Calabrese draws the walk. 1 out, 1 on. Tyler Dossis to the plate. Reddy will step in. He reached on a single and scored a run in the first inning. Also stole a bag. Rhoda from the stretch. Rhoda has a pretty good pickoff move, as we've seen a couple times this evening. That pitch is inside. 1-0. Pretty good lead by Calabrese off the first base bag. And this is ripped up the left side past the glove of the shortstop. Up to second goes Calabrese, and he'll stay put. And Dossis is aboard with the single. That'll bring up Sam Farrell, the center fielder. 2 on, 1 out for the 7's. And the 7's bats just continuing to roll. Both runners with a lead. And the first pitch to Farrell is low. Sam Farrell hitting a .385 on this season, a .619 on base percentage. 5 hits overall. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled away. 1-1. Two doubles for Farrell, 2 singles as well, and a triple. 3 RBIs so far on the season and 9 runs scored. He's also drawn 5 walks. Rhoda looks over and deals, and he plunks Farrell right in the back of the leg. Bases are loaded for the 7's. And that'll bring up Jackson Hornung, the catcher. Hornung at the plate with 1 out and the bases juiced. There's a strike, 0-1. Rhoda looks at second and deals. 1-1. Hornung at a .385 heading into this game. .524 on base percentage as he rips this one in the air to center field, and that'll drop down. Here comes Nick Calabrese to score. Behind him is Dossis. He will score with ease. And now Farrell's going to come around. He'll score as well. It's going to be a 3 RBI triple for Jackson Hornung. And the Ashland 7's are up 6-2 on Canton. What a good piece of hitting there by Hornung. That got between the gap of left fielder Noah Johnson and Justin Kaplan, rolled pretty much all the way to the wall. And Hornung able to clear the bases and drive in 3 more Ashland 7's runs as Dom Cavanaugh will step in. Cavanaugh started the game on the mound and then moved over to first base as Dennison took over the pitching duties. First pitch to Cavanaugh is down low. Cavanaugh has already reached once today. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Wind up and the pitch. And he gets a piece of this one, but it's foul. 1-1. Cavanaugh at a .375 heading into this game. .450 on base percentage, .688 slugging. He has driven in 11 runs, scored 2. That pitch down low, 2-1. Wind up and the pitch. Up the left side, and it's past the reach of the third baseman. Here comes Hornung around to score, and that'll be the 4th 7's run of the inning as Cavanaugh slides safely into second base. An RBI double for Dom Cavanaugh. A 7-2 Ashland 7's lead here in the bottom of the second. And now Kevin Balowitz, the left fielder, will step in. It looks like Canton, for the moment, just going to continue to roll with Rhoda. They had a few players missing from the team today, so I'm not sure what their pitching availability is, as that pitch is inside to Balowitz. Balowitz had a 2 RBI double in the first inning. He drove in Sam Farrell and Jackson Hornung to make it a 3-2 game at the time. Wind up and the pitch, fouled away. Rhoda from the stretch. Runner on second base still. And this is popped foul. 1-2. Well, quite a rally by the 7's. The only out in the inning was when Max Dushny got caught stealing. And obviously, if that didn't happen, they would have yet another run in this inning and no outs. Wind up and the pitch. Outside. 2-2. Rhoda looks at second and delivers. And this is up the left side, past the reach of the shortstop. Kavanaugh is going to be stopped at third base. It's a single for Kevin Balowitz. That'll put runners on the corners with 1 out. And Lawrence Tang, who is due up, is going to have his spot in the lineup taken over by Louis Dennison, who took over on the mound. So Louis Dennison will step in. And I believe the rule is, since Ashland moved their pitcher over to a different position and kept him in the lineup, they lose the availability to have a DH in the lineup. But we'll see what Louis Dennison can do at the plate. I believe this is his first plate appearance of the year. And indeed is. Unless the stats are wrong, as that pitch is down low. Runner from first takes off, and Balowitz has the easy steal. Second stolen base for the Ashland 7's. They're 2 for 3 on the steal attempts so far today, as Dennison takes a strike. Wind up and the pitch. Dennison gets a piece of this one over to center field, and that'll drop in for a hit. Tom Kavanaugh is around to score, and the throw to third will not be in time to get Balowitz, and it's an RBI single for Dennison. He then tried to take second on the throw to third and was thrown out, but he gets the run in and makes it a 5-run inning for the Ashland 7's, who now have an 8-2 lead, and Shea Donovan at the plate with a runner on third. Two outs in the inning for the 7's, and they have batted around this inning. They had 7 batters at the plate in the first inning, and now they bat around. Can they keep it going? We shall find out. Ball 1 to Donovan. Donovan grounded into a 6-5 double play in the first inning to retire the side. And it was quite a play by the shortstop, who made a nice throw to third base. Wind up and the pitch. And this is hit high in the air over to center field, and that's past the reach of the center fielder. Balowitz scores with ease. Up to second base goes Donovan, and he'll round second, heading to third, and he has the RBI triple. The 7's pouring it on, a 6-run inning, and they lead it 9-2. That'll bring up Max Dushney for the second time this inning. Well, I'm guessing Canton doesn't have much pitching available at all. Rhoda staying out there. That pitch outside, 1-0. That was a great piece of hitting there by Shea Donovan. Certainly makes up for the double play he hit into in the first inning. Wind up and the pitch, fouled away. Max Dushney had a nice single in his first plate appearance of the game, which was also in this inning. He started off the inning with that single and then was caught stealing. Takes a ball there outside. And Canton does have warm-up action. Another pitch outside, 3-1. Wind up and the pitch. And Max Dushney draws the walk. So he's on base for the second time this inning, and Nick Calabrese will come to the plate. Runners on first and third for the 7's, 2 outs in the inning. We're still in the bottom of the second, believe it or not. This game almost an hour old. That pitch outside, 1-0. A whole lot of offense, especially by the 7's to start this game off. Wind up and the pitch. Outside. 2-0 on Calabrese. Nick Calabrese already has walked and scored a run this inning. Had a great battle with Rhoda earlier in the inning and ended up drawing the walk. Wind up and the pitch. Breaking pitch outside. 3-0, and Calabrese in good position to perhaps draw another walk. Rhoda from the stretch. Runner taking off from first as there's a strike to Calabrese. No throw up by the catcher, and Max Dushney has a stolen base. 3-1 pitch now to Calabrese. Fouled away. Full count now. Top of the order due up next for the 7's. Shall Calabrese reach? Rhoda deals. And he gets a piece of this one. Very slow roller up the grass. The throw to first. Is it in time? Yes, it is, says the umpire. And that will retire the side here in the bottom of the second. But not before the Ashland 7's plate. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 runs in the inning. And Ashland leads Canton 9-2 as we head into the top of the third. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's baseball. Yep. Did you cut it early? Oh, okay. Yeah, when you have a 7-run inning, it takes a while. I had no idea where that was coming. 9-2 Ashland. No problem. Go. Top of the third inning. Louis Dennison back on the hill for another inning of work. He had a nice second inning as he got through it for the most part very smoothly. A swing and a miss there by Robbie Seaman, the shortstop. 0-1. A 9-2 Ashland 7's lead as they have plated 3 runs in the first inning and 6 more in the second. That pitch a little inside there, 1-1. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up for Canton. Robbie Seaman, Anthony Tilton, and James Ganest. A tough part of the order for this Canton team. That pitch inside, 2-1. Louis Dennison only pitched 3 2/3 of an inning last year for the Legion team. Has already surpassed that this year with the 7's. Faced 26 hitters last year. Did have a win to his credit. And that pitch hit the batter, so Seaman will trot down to first base. Well, Dennison has that sidearm, the submarine kind of throw, the submarine kind of pitching style, and sometimes when you're working against the righties and you want to work that inside corner, it makes it a little difficult. Anthony Tilton, the cleanup hitter and third baseman, steps in. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. 0-1. Dennison set to deal. There's strike 2. Slight lead over at first for Seaman. The 0-2 is hit high in the air to left center, and arranging over to make the catch is Sam Farrell for out number 1. James Ganest will step up to the plate for Canton. Dennison set to deliver. There's a strike. One on, one out. Here's the 0-1. It looked like an attempt to hold up the swing there by Ganest, but he went around, and he wasn't too happy with that. 0-2. Dennison deals. And that's chopped foul. A little check swing there. Count remains 0-2. Dennison set to deliver. Seaman with the lead off of first. And this is hit in the air right side. And that is fouled. That was pretty close. Looks like it just got over that foul line. Dennison just about set to deal. Upstairs, 1-2. Here's the 1-2. And that's chopped foul. The battle continues on between James Ganest and Louis Dennison. Time called to get a baseball off the field. Dennison is set to deal. That's fouled off by Ganest. A long battle here. We've seen a few of these longer battles today. Well, this game just over an hour old, and we're in the top of the third. Daylight could become a factor if this pace keeps up. That's fouled off. Count remains 1-2. Of course, no lights here at the Ashland Middle School field. Dennison takes a look at first and is set to deliver. And he hits the batter. Second hit batter of the inning by Dennison. 2 on, 1 out, and now Joe Fisher due up for Canton, the DH. Both runners with a slight lead for Canton. I didn't see the umpire's strike call since my view was blocked, but I believe that was high. 1-0. Two and 0. Outside there. Well, Louis Dennison running into a bit of a struggle here in this third inning. We'll see if he can get out of the jam. Wind up and the pitch. Upstairs, and Fisher draws the walk. That'll load up the bases for Canton. And Coach Obid going to have a word with Dennison. And bringing Jackson Horning as well. And also the entire infield. So we'll see what happens here. Canton certainly could use some runs as they find themselves down 9-2. But a great opportunity here with the bases loaded and 1 out. Noah Johnston, the left fielder, are due to step in next. And now the umpire coming out to break up the infield conference on the mound. Johnston steps in and awaits the pitch. Dennison deals. Swing and a miss. The 0-1. There's strike 2. The throw up to second. Gets into center field, and a run will score for Canton. Robbie Seaman is around from third. So Seaman takes advantage of the throwing error. Wind up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And there's a strikeout for Dennison, the second out of the inning. So it's now a 9-3 Ashland 7's lead. Brandon Mantilla, the catcher, will step in. It looked like Mantilla quickly had to take all his catcher's gear off to get back up to the plate. Home plate umpire cleaning off home plate while Mantilla gets ready. Runners on first and second for Canton. 2 outs in the inning. And they have plated a run. Upstairs and outside, 1-0. Dennison set to deliver. And this is fouled off. 1-1. Goes over to the football field behind us here at Ashland Middle School. There's the 1-1. And this is chopped in the air. Does Horning have a play on it? Yes, he does. He'll make the catch to retire the side. And we will head to the bottom of the third. It is Ashland 9, Canton 3. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's baseball. I'll always let you know. Sometimes I just put the headset on. Is that still the same picture? All right, you can go. Bottom of the third inning. Top of the order due up for the Ashland 7's. Tyler Dossis, the shortstop, set to step in. A 9-3 lead for the 7's, and they'll try to continue on with the red-hot offense here. First pitch is a little bit up high. Well, Chris Rhoda remaining on the mound for Canton. There's a strike, 1-1. Line up and the pitch. Inside. Rhoda's had some tough luck today, but they're going to let him battle it out. That pitch almost hit Dossis. Dossis has 2 hits on the day already, a pair of singles. He's also scored 2 runs and stolen a base. Line up and the pitch. Gets a good piece of this one. Up the left side it goes into left field. And Dossis is 3 for 3 on the day. That'll bring up Sam Farrell, the center fielder. And now it looks like Coach DeStefano has reached his limit with Chris Rhoda. We'll see if he takes the ball here. And he will indeed take the ball. We'll have a pitching change for Canton. We'll take a timeout and let you know all about it. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's baseball on HCAM in Hopkinton, HCAT in Holliston, and WACA TV in Ashland.
It certainly is.
New pitcher for Canton, Brady Conlon, takes over the pitching duties for Chris Rhoda. Rhoda went 2+ innings, giving up 11 hits, walking 2, 9 runs, all of them earned, and hit 2 batters. And Sam Farrell will now step in with a runner on first and no outs. Conlon looks over at first and deals, down low. It's been a long 3 innings so far in this game. This game over an hour old at this point, and we are in the beginning of the bottom of the third. A little chin music for Sam Farrell. Well, Farrell's already had quite the day at the plate. He's already been hit twice. He has scored 2 runs as well. He'll have some bruises when he gets home tonight. Checking at first, runner back safe. Pretty nice pickoff move by Conlon. Dawson leading off the bag, wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. 2-1. Conlon takes a look in. Now a long look at first as Dawson has a slight lead. Upstairs. 3-1. Three-one pitch. Fouled off. That'll fill up the count. Wind up and the pitch, runner taking off from first, but it won't matter as Farrell draws the walk anyhow. 2 on, no outs for the 7's. Farrell came into this game hitting a .385 and a .619 on base percentage. And that has certainly gone up now. Jackson Hornung takes a ball here. Hornung having a nice day as well. He is singled and walked, drove in a run back in the first, and has scored 2. And he gets a piece of this one high in the air to shallow right field, and it's caught by the second baseman. One away. That'll bring up Dom Kavanaugh, who started the game on the mound and moved over to first base after some early struggles. But at the plate, having no struggles at all, he is 2 for 2 on the day. He has also scored a run and driven in a run. And he gets a piece of this one up the left side, loved by the third baseman, throw to second. They get 1, and that is all they will get. So Kavanaugh reaches on the fielder's choice. A 5-4 fielder's choice. So it'll be Kavanaugh on first and Dossis on third. Kevin Balowitz at the plate. And he has had a great day as well. He has doubled and singled and scored a run. Gets a good piece of this one over to right field, and it is caught for the third out by Kyle Doolin. So it is the first inning in the game that the Ashland 7's come up scoreless, but they have a nice, comfortable 9-3 lead as we head to the top of the fourth. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's baseball. Top of the fourth inning, Louis Dennison back out there to continue on the mound. 9-1 and 2 due up for Canton. A 9-3 Ashland 7's lead. Wind up and the pitch. And this is ripped up the right side, but it is right to Dom Kavanaugh, who makes a nice snag for out number 1. That'll bring up Justin Brown, the second baseman. That was just the right place at the right time for Dom Kavanaugh. And a nice little wrist bend to make the catch there. Line up and the pitch. Breaking pitch a little high, 1-0. Well, Andrew Dennison is warming up, the younger brother of Louis. 15-year-old out of Holliston. That pitch is outside. So perhaps Andrew Dennison will get his first appearance on the mound of the season. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. 3-0 is the count on Brown. Brown 0 for 2 today. And there's ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Brown, and now Jacob Kaplan will come up to the plate. Kaplan has reached on an error and struck out so far today. Wind up and the pitch. And he hits him. Well, Dennison, that submarine approach, loves to work the inside corners. And at times, if he is a little off his mark, he'll hit quite a few hitters. Robbie Seaman, the shortstop, will step in. That was his third hit batter of the game. Outside. 1-0. Well, I think Coach Obe doing his best to get some of the younger guys in there, up 9-3, and rest some of his starters with a long stretch of games coming up as this one's fouled away. 1-1. And Louis Dennison so far has done a good job at filling some innings after Dom Cavanaugh started off the game with a bit of a struggle. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled away. 1-2. Dennison set to deliver. Outside there, 2-2. I know Coach Obid would certainly love to see Louis get through the inning. Two on, 1 out for Canton. And this is hit in the air, foul. Count remains 2-2. It was fouled off into a pretty good crowd of people along the right side of the field. Of course, they are all properly social distancing. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled away. The battle will continue on between Louis Dennison and Robbie Seaman. Justin Brown at second base. Jacob Kaplan at first. Louis takes a look at second and deals. Fouled away. Can Hornung make the catch? No, it's out of his reach. Just past the backstop it goes. So we'll have our fourth consecutive 2-2 pitch. Fouled away. There'll be another. Another great battle here between Louis Dennison and Robbie Seaman. And this is a rope into right field. That'll drop down. Lead runner Justin Brown being waved around, and he will score. It's an RBI single for Robbie Seaman. Jacob Kaplan moves up to third, and it's a 9-4 Ashland lead. Anthony Tilton will step up to the plate. Tilton has singled and flown out so far today. He did score a run in the 2-run first inning for Canton. And it looks like we have a stoppage here. We're going to continue on. I think one of the coaches just had to come out to first base. Dennison takes a look at first and is set to deal. There's a strike. Or was that an outside call? I think it actually might have been an outside call. Sometimes, and I love the way the umpire motions why he called it a ball, but sometimes when he does that outside wave, it's a little deceptive and looks like a strike call. But there has been some fantastic umpiring in this game, I would say. A lot of difficult calls to make, but I think they've done a nice job making them. Dennison trying to work his way out of a jam. The 3-0. There's ball 4. Well, that's going to load up the bases for Canton. Now Ashland has a pair getting warm. James Ganesh steps in, and he'll rip this one foul. 0-1. Getting loose for the Ashland 7's is Danny Quinn, as well as Mason Dushney. And I can't imagine the leash is too much longer with Dennison. And this is hit foul. 0-2. One out in the inning, bases loaded for Canton. They have already played it a run, but it is still a 9-4 Ashland 7's lead. Upstairs, 1-2. Dennison set to deal. Swing and a foul tip right into Horning's glove for the second out of the inning. Joe Fisher will step up to the plate. Joe Fisher, the designated hitter. Down low. 1-0. The other games going on tonight in the Massachusetts Internet Baseball League. We'll get to those in a moment, as there's a strike. A nice pitch there by Dennison. You got Walpole at Dedham. They started off at 5:30. Of course, right now you're watching Canton at Ashland. You had Westwood at Milton, a 5:45 start for that one. Weymouth at Medfield, a 5:45 start for that game. There's another strike. Hyde Park at Natick, a 7 p.m. game over at Mahan Field. And Braintree at Franklin. That game is an 8 p.m. start. Line up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Louis Dennison gets out of a jam with no further damage. And we are rolling on to the bottom of the 4th. It's Ashland 9, Canton 4. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's baseball on HCAM, HCAT, or WACA TV. Whenever you're ready. Bottom of the fourth inning. Louis Dennison set to step in. He took over the sixth spot in the batting order after he came in to pitch for Dom Cavanaugh, who moved over to first base. Dennison took over Tang's spot. So it's the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up. Louis Dennison, Shea Donovan, and Max Duchney to face Brady Cronin. Brady Cronin in his second inning of work for Canton delivers strike one. A 9-4 Ashland 7's lead. Swing and a miss. 9-4 Ashland 7's lead. Swing and a miss. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And there is strike three, but Dennison going to try to run it out, and he will be unsuccessful. One away. That'll bring up the third baseman, Shea Donovan. Donovan so far on the day has grounded into a double play and had an RBI triple back in the second inning. Line up and the pitch. Little low there by Conlon. Conlon set to deliver. There's a strike. 1-1. Line up and the pitch. Fouled away. We'll take a look at the standings in the Massachusetts Independent Baseball League. Only 2 undefeated teams left, and those 2 teams are Ashland and Franklin. Ashland 5-0 heading into tonight's game. Line up and the pitch. And a swing and a miss there, but he's going to try to run it out. The throw up in time. 2 straight strikeouts for Brady Conlon. That'll bring up Max Duchney. Medfield is 4-1. And of course, as I mentioned, Ashland 5-0, Franklin 4-0, Medfield 4-1, Braintree 3-2, Quincy also 3-2, Hyde Park is 3-2. Line up and the pitch. And that is a slow roller, and it is foul. Hyde Park 3-2, Milton 3-2, Westwood is 2-2, Natick 2-3, Walpole 2-2, Norwood 2-3. We'll get you the rest in just a moment. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike, 0-2. Norwood 2-3, Dedham 1-3, Canton 1-4 heading into tonight. Needham is also 1-4. That pitch down low. Weymouth is 1-3, and Kingston is 0-3. Very strong league. A lot of good teams in the Massachusetts Independent Baseball League. And, of course, Zone 6, they're always one of the tougher zones in Legion Baseball. Usually a very competitive zone. Conlon's set to deal. Inside. 2-2 on Max Duchney, who's having a nice day today. He's walked, singled, and also made a nice defensive play. That one's down low. That'll fill up the count. Bases are clear, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the fourth. The Ashland 7's leading Canton 9-4. It's been a slower moving game today. And Duchney will draw the walk. And that'll bring up the always dangerous Nick Calabrese. Calabrese has walked and grounded out so far today. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. And an attempt at a bunt there is fouled away by Calabrese. Well, since Brady Conlon has come into the game, the Ashland 7's offense has settled down quite a bit. Wind up and the pitch. Outside. Max Dushny over at first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Tyler Dossis due up next. Shall Calabrese reach? Runner taking off from first as Calabrese gets a piece of this one into right field. That'll drop down for a hit. It'll be 2 on with 2 outs for the 7's. Top of the order now for Ashland as Dossis will step in. Dossis is 3 for 3 at the plate. A trifecta of singles for Dossis. The Ashland native and 17-year-old. Conlon looks at second and deals. Upstairs. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled away. One and one. Conlon deals down low. The 2-1 pitch coming up. And this is ripped up the middle into center field it goes. Lead runner going to be waved around. Here comes Max Dushny. He'll score with ease, and it's a 10-4 Ashland 7's lead. A great piece of hitting by Dossis, an RBI single. Calabrese up to second. Dossis to first. Dushny to the plate. Sam Farrell will now step into the batter's box. And we're going to have a pinch hitter here. It's going to be Chris Cordani stepping in. He'll take a strike. So Chris Cordani making his first plate appearance of the evening. And that pitch is going to get away from the catcher. And both runners on base will advance. Calabrese to third. Dossis to second. Chris Cordani, a 16-year-old out of Holliston in the class of 2022. And we'll see what some of these young guys can do. It'll be interesting. You get a good glimpse of the future of the Ashland 7's, or hopefully Legion Baseball will be back next year. But a lot of good up-and-coming talent from Ashland, Holliston, and, of course, Hopkinton, as that's fouled away. 1-2. Cordani awaits the pitch. Gets a piece of this one up the left side. The shortstop able to get the glove on it, but doesn't have a play, and a run is in to score. An RBI single for Chris Cordani. Dossis up to third. Calabrese in for another 7's run. It's an 11-4 game. Jackson Hornung will step in. Let's see if he can keep the rally going. Up high. Both runs in the inning have scored with 2 outs. Line up and the pitch. Hornung will foul this one away. 1-1. Tom Cavanaugh due up next. But we might end up having a pinch hitter. Looks like Gazzard has a batting helmet on. Down low. Catcher couldn't find it for a moment. Two and one, the count on Hornung. Hornung has singled, walked, and flown out today. Scored a pair of runs and drove in a run. Takes a strike here, 2-2. Line up and the pitch. Runner taking off from first as Hornung tattoos this ball over to right center. And that is going to roll all the way to the wall. It was nearly gone. And a pair of runs are going to score for the Ashland 7's. A 2 RBI triple for Jackson Hornung, who nearly had the distance there to go yard. A 4-run inning it turns into so far for the 7's. All the runs coming with 2 outs. And it's now a 13-4 lead. Stepping in for Dom Cavanaugh is going to be Brian Gazzard. Tremendous hockey player for Ashland. The 18-year-old who graduated this year. So Gazzard steps in and is set to go from the left-handed batter's box. Takes a strike here. 0-1. He did get a plate appearance yesterday as well. Got a good piece of a ball, but flew out. And he'll get a piece of this one up the left side. Picked up by the shortstop. Throw to first is going to bounce out of the first baseman's glove, and everyone's going to be safe. Jackson Hornung comes around to score. And it's a 10-run lead for the Ashland 7's. Unbelievable. They get 2 quick outs in the inning by way of the K, and then all of a sudden, the rally starts for the 7's, and it turns into a 5-run inning, and now a 14-4 lead. And that is going to be it for Brady Conlon. We'll have a pitching change with Kevin Balowitz due up to the plate. We'll take a timeout. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's baseball. 14-4. third pitcher of the game for Canton, James Ganest, moves over from first base to take over on the mound. And he is ready to battle a pinch hitter here as James Merlone at the plate as he will foul this one away. James Merlone, an 18-year-old out of Ashland, graduated this past spring. And he's making his first plate appearance of the game. A 10-run lead for the 7's. That pitch is going to be inside, but not quite sure if that was a strike call or not by the home plate umpire. Lineup and the pitch. And they got him. It was indeed a strike call earlier, and that will wrap up the fourth inning. To the top of the fifth we go. It's Ashland 14, Canton 4. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's baseball on HCAM or HCAT in Holliston or WACA TV in Ashland. Top of the fifth inning, third pitcher of the game for the Ashland 7's. Mason Dushney comes in to pitch. After Louis Dennison pitched a solid 3 innings, giving up 2 hits, 2 walks, struck out 2. Gave up 2 runs, only one of those were earned, and hit 3 batters. But worked himself out of some good jams as Noah Johnston takes a pitch down low. Mason Dushney, another addition to this year's team, a swinging and a miss. Mason, 18-year-old out of Ashland, graduated this past spring. The older brother of Max Dushney. And that is tipped foul, 1-2. Seven, 8, and 9 hitters due up for Canton. Dushney set to deal. Nice breaking pitch, but a little high. Set for the 2-2. Upstairs, full count. Wind up and the pitch. Down low, and that'll be a walk. That was actually Daniel Fishman at the plate, so Fishman draws the walk and trots down to first base. And now we'll see the catcher, Brandon Mantilla. Slight lead at first for Fishman. Down low. Well, it'll be interesting to see if Fishman tests the arm strength of Jackson Horning behind the plate. Dushny steps off the mound to check in on Fishman, who's taking a significant lead. Dushny deals, and this is up the left side, foul, 1-1. Set for the 1-1 pitch. Runner on, no outs for Canton. Little upstairs there, 2-1. A 14-4 lead for the Ashland 7's as they ended up plating 5 runs with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Fouled away, 2-2. Dushny from the stretch. Wind up and the pitch. And this is up the left side, and a nice play by Horning at third. A second for 1. The throw to first gets away from Gazzard. And everybody, minus the runner heading to second, will be safe. So Mantilla reaches on the 5-4 fielder's choice. 1 away. And that'll bring up Kyle Doolin, the right fielder. And there was a number of defensive changes for the Ashland 7's. Jackson Horning now at third base. Over at first base, it's Brian Gazzard. And we also have a new catcher. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. Behind the plate, that's Isaac Curley. Dushny delivers down low. 1-1. So a runner on second for Canton after Mantilla advanced on the overthrow to first base. But they were able to get the lead runner for at least 1 out. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. 2-1. Top of the order due up next for Canton. Dushny from the stretch. Inside. 3-1. Kyle Doolin so far today is singled and lined out. Dushny delivers. And this is hit in the air. Is it catchable? And it is going to be caught by Isaac Curley for the second out. Right along the backstop he went to reel that one in. And that'll bring up Justin Brown, the second baseman. Dushney gets the sign he likes. Down low. The Ashland 7's trying to improve to 6-0 on the season. They are right at the top of the standings, along with Franklin, who's also undefeated. And that'll be a fun matchup that we plan to have for you on our live stream as well between Ashland and Franklin in about a week and a half or so. A strike there to Brown. 1-1. Of course, Franklin always a great baseball program, high school-wise and Legion-wise. That's fouled away by Brown. 1-2. Canton down to their final strike of the inning, and perhaps the game, if we see the mercy rule go into effect. Wind up and the pitch. And this is driven up the left side and nearly caught, but it just gets by Balowitz. And here comes a run to score for Canton. Brandon Mantilla comes around. Well, it was quite an effort in left field by Balowitz, but just was a little off with the dive. I'll bring up Jacob Kaplan. A 14-5 game now. Line up and the pitch. Inside, 1-0. And that will go down as a hit by Brown since it was such a tough play to make. Got to give him the hit on that one, at least in my opinion. And that is inside, gets away from Curley. And the runner will advance to third. Brown was at second base and advances up to third. And Dushney will have a little work to do to try to get back at Kaplan, who's up 2-0 in the count. There's a strike, 2-1. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. Three and 1 is the count. Kaplan so far has singled, struck out, and was hit by a pitch. And he'll rip this one up the left side. It's foul. That'll fill up the count. A decisive pitch coming up from Mason Dushney. Gets the sign he likes and deals. Down low, it's going to be a walk. Gets away from Curley, and another run is in. Justin Brown comes around on the wild pitch, and it's an 8-run game. And I'll bring up Robbie Seaman, the shortstop, as Canton gets something going late in this fifth. 14-6, Ashland 7's lead. Checking at first, and the runner just gets back. Dushney deals, runner taking off. The throw up by Curley. And the umpire rules the runner has the stolen base. That was a good throw by Curley from behind the plate. Nearly got him. Wind up and the pitch. Down low, gets away from Curley once again, and now Kaplan will move up to third with ease. Another wild pitch there. Well, at this point with the 8-run lead, you got to see if Dushney can at least finish this inning. And this is hit in the air. It is in fair territory, and Dushney makes the catch. And that will retire the side in the top of the 5th. After 4.5, it's Ashland 14, Canton 6. To the bottom of the 5th we go. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's baseball. Whenever you're ready. Bottom of the 5th inning, a 14-6 Ashland 7's lead in what has been a pretty lengthy contest so far this evening. Game over just over 2 hours old. As we will have a pinch hitter here, Andrew Dennison will step into the batter's box. And he'll step in for what would be his brother's spot, Louis Dennison. James Gunest continues for more work on the mound. As this is up the left side, bobbled by the shortstop. The throw to first is going to be in time, according to the umpire. Well, that was a close one there for sure. But the umpire called him out, 1 away. He was right on top of it. But a good job by Seaman recovering from the bobble and making the throw over. Shea Donovan steps in. He'll take a strike. Oh, and 1. Max Dushny due up next. That pitch up high, 1 and 1. Ganesh set to deal. Down low. 2 and 1. Well, of course, it's the Massachusetts Independent Baseball League this year. There was a few rule changes from what there normally would have been in Legion. Rosters increased from 18 to 25. As the count is now 2 and 2 on Donovan. And Coach Obid getting a good amount of them in there. Donovan does draw the walk. I apologize, before that previous pitch was a 3-2 count. But Donovan draws the walk, and he is aboard with 1 out. And that'll bring up Max Dushny. Max Dushny has reached base in all 3 plate appearances. He has singled and walked twice as he takes strike 1 here. He also scored a run and stole a bag. Runner taking off from first as that pitch is inside. There'll be no throw. A stolen base for the speedy Shea Donovan. A lengthy look at second by Ganest. And he deals. Down low. Two and 1 now on Dushny. Swing and a miss. 2 and 2. Ganess looks back at second for a second time and delivers. And the umpire says outside on that one. That'll fill up the count on Dushny. Max Dushny is a fun hitter to watch. Really knows how to battle, but he'll strike out here. 2 away. Isaac Curley is going to step to the plate. He'll bat in the spot of Nick Calabrese. Took over behind the plate when Hornung moved over to third base. Ganesh steals. And this is up the left side. Glove by the shortstop. Throw to first in time. 6-3 on the out. And we will head on to the top of the 6th inning. It's Ashland 14, Canton 6. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's baseball. Top of the 6th inning, a new pitcher for the Ashland 7's. Their 4th pitcher of the game, Danny Quinn, takes over on the mound. The last pitcher, Mason Dushney, pitched a full inning, giving up one hit and 2 runs. And now Quinn will come into the game. 4, 5, and 6 due up for Canton. Danny Quinn, a 17-year-old out of Holliston. And he'll deliver a pitch a little bit high here, 1-0. Danny Quinn scheduled to graduate in the spring of 2021. This is fouled off, 1-1. Anthony Tilton so far today has singled, flown out, and walked. Also scored a run in the first inning. Wind up and the pitch. Upstairs. The Ashland 7's with some nice new jerseys for the Massachusetts Independent Baseball League. They got the names on the back, very sharp looking. 2-1 is the count on Tilton. This game is about 2 hours and 20 minutes old now. An extended affair tonight, as this is sliced foul, 2-2. Swing and a miss. There's out number 1. That'll bring up James Ganest, the first baseman. Nice pitch there by Quinn. Set to deliver. A little low there. The 1-0. And this is hit in foul territory and out of play. 1-1. This is the first appearance on the mound of the season for Danny Quinn. It's also the first appearance for Mason Dushney earlier. There's a strike. Here's the 1-1. And this is hit in the air right side, and is it fair? No. James Ganest started off the game at first base and has pitched the last couple of innings. And has, at least as of right now, has successfully calmed down this potent Ashland 7's lineup. We'll see if his success continues in the bottom of this inning. Quinn waits the sign and took a little too long there for the comfort of Ganest. Leg lift and the pitch. Upstairs. Full count now on Ganest. Excuse me, that makes it a full count on Ganest. 3-2. Fouled away. Well, James Ganest has really battled all game long. He's had some great at-bats. Quinn set to deliver. And that is going to be ball 4. It'll be 1 on and 1 out. Joe Fisher will step in, the DH. Quinn set to deal. Upstairs. 1-0. Well, the fans here certainly getting their money's worth tonight. A combined 20 runs in this game as this is sliced up the left side foul. 1-1. Quinn set to deliver. Up high. Two and one now. And this is ripped up the right side past the reach of Gazzard. And it's going to be eventually tracked down by the right fielder. That's Chris Cordani over in right field. So a nice piece of hitting by Fisher. And there's 2 on with 1 out for Canton, who is threatening to make some noise. There's a strike. Daniel Fishman at the plate. The 0-1. Up high. Quinn from the stretch. He deals. Upstairs. 2-1. Leg lift and the pitch. There's a strike. 2-2. Quinn gets the sign he likes and delivers. Swing and a miss. There's out number 2. Second strikeout of the inning for Danny Quinn. Brandon Mantilla, the catcher, will step in. 2 on, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 6th. Canton down to their final 4 outs of the game. There's a strike. And of course, if there's too many more lengthy at-bats or innings, daylight will become a factor. Leg lift and the pitch. And this is up the left side. Is it fair? No. 0-2. Nice job by Hornung letting that roll foul. Leg lift and the pitch, and that hit him. Base is loaded. Ganest up to third, Fisher to second, and Mantilla to first. That'll bring up Kyle Doolin, the right fielder. Coach Obid wants to chat with Quinn. And we'll continue on here in the top of the sixth. Stepping in to hit for Canton is Tommy Jasmine. He's filling the spot that Kyle Doolin would normally hit in. And he takes a pitch up high there. Wind up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Canton. Quinn deals. Inside. Two and one is the count now. Quinn deals. Outside. Leg lift and the pitch. And that's going to be a walk and a run for Canton. James Ganest comes around to make it a 14-7 game. So Tommy Jasmine will get the credit of an RBI there. And the bases, of course, remain loaded for Canton. And the top of the order coming up. Justin Brown steps to the plate. Down low, says the home plate umpire. Wind up and the pitch. Sliced foul. 1-1. A lot of lengthy at-bats from both sides in this game. Some really good pitcher-hitter battles. 21 combined runs, a 14-7 Ashland lead. Inside. Well, not all games are pretty, but if you hang on and get the win, that's all that matters. But obviously, we still have some baseball left to play. Wind up and the pitch, and this is up the left side. It's going to be gloved by Hornung, who will get the force out at third and retire the top half of the sixth. We will head to the bottom of the inning after 5.5. It's Ashland 14, Canton 7. You are tuned in to Ashland 7's baseball. See, that's the thing with baseball. Sometimes you get games like last night. Other nights you get games like today. What are we wrapping it up?
I don't know. I saw one player put on like shorts on our team,
Hey, is the game over? Hey, Coach, is the game over? Yes. Oh, I didn't even know. All right. All right, I'll do a quick outro. Welcome back to Ashland Middle School. Well, due to daylight, we are going to wrap this game up. So the final score is going to be Ashland 14, Canton 7. Ashland now improves to 6-0 on the season. Canton will fall to 1-5 overall. Certainly a lengthy affair tonight, but a nice win by the Ashland 7's, and they stay undefeated right at the top of the Massachusetts Independent Baseball League standings. Total length of game was about 2.5 hours. Certainly a lengthy affair tonight, but most of the time when you have 21 combined runs, that is typically what you will get. But the most important thing is Ashland pulls off the victory over Canton tonight to remain perfect on the season. Ashland scored 14 runs on 17 hits, and it was a great day for the 7's offense, as on a day where the pitching struggled on both sides, the offense able to lift up the Ashland 7's as they improved to 6-0 overall with the 14-7 win over Canton in their first home game of the season. For Cameron Tabo on camera, I'm Tom Nappy, and we thank you for watching Ashland 7's baseball on either HCAM in Hopkinton, HCAT in Holliston, or WACA TV in Ashland. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Good night, everybody.